Awesome. This is great content for those here live. How does Greg cut up this content?
Yeah, how do I? It's a never-ending feed of content. Lewis's new piece came out, and it's really good. Lewis has this the difference between your content and Lewis's content is you're more of like the daily news type of guy. What's happening right now? The things we talk about may not be relevant in a month or 2 months, right? Your bigger strategies are, but we don't really always go into depth about the bigger strategies. Lewis will take like a game design mechanic and go really deep into it. So this week he was talking with a game designer from Belarus. I should look up his name, Caitlin Alexandru, and it was talking about kind of economy versus monetization in the game, because people often think that game economy and game monetization are the same, but economy is more of even taking the time to do something, going like every game has economy to it. And he went into detail about how Tetris and tic-tac-toe have game economies built into it, but they're not monetization. And I don't know, it's going to continue. So that I see being longer form YouTube video where it's kind of like, oh, these are foundational messages, right? So now it's like, how do you mix those two together and create that funnel?
That is fascinating. My guess was length. He probably doesn't write as much words as I have, but maybe I'm wrong. That's awesome. I like that. I'll have to take a look at that. I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. It's different than my normal media diet. My media diet is like Bloomberg and X to see the hot takes and Techery and Verge. Like I just hit the normal Wall Street Journal.
You should check out that stuff, because what you talk about in kind of the attention economy and how you kind of can get in front of people and do that stuff, he looks at it from a game designer perspective, and it's the same type of thing, but it's different languages, but it's the same type of thing. And I think people will see these patterns that emerge on both, and you're just like, oh, there's a bigger picture here, because it all comes down to kind of economics of things. It's a time cost benefit, right?
Well, one analyst is no longer putting out content anymore.
Well, he is putting out content, but now it's going to be a little more skewed.
Matt Ball, huh? They took him off the treadmill. I guess we'll no longer see him putting out his state of gaming every year. RIP that report. As he's migrated over to Xbox. As an Xbox fanboy, I gotta ask you, how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 100? Is this Asha's big week? She has Forza doing quintuple whatever the previous Forza Horizon 5 did. She brought in Matt Ball off the bench to run strategy. Are you just popping champagne at Xbox HQ in your room? Are you saying we're back? Are you that mean? We're back, baby.
No, because I still don't think they know who their target audience is going to be. Is it going to be more casual gamers? Is it going to be more hardcore gamers, right? I know what they're saying right now, right? We're saying, hey, we're going to start making exclusives again. But they're also releasing Project Helix, which is it going to be its own dedicated console? Is it going to be something that's multi-platform? Everything's still pointing towards cloud and distribution and publishing, especially with the people that they're bringing in, right? I mean, your ads here, I know you're all high about. I think it's very mixed emotions, because I don't know who Xbox is about to compete with. And same thing, I mean, they're hiring fancy names right now. I mean, Matt Ball gets his industry report, and he has a lot of hits and he has a lot of misses, just like most industry people do. So, it's all about flashy names right now, it seems like. Sorry, I burst your bubble.
And no. Look, you're the Xbox stan. I'm the Xbox pragmatist. Well, I think I know exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna launch a free ad support tier of Xbox. I don't know about free. Free is an open question, but they're definitely gonna do an ad support tier of Game Pass. Your comments about Matt Ball. So let's pick it apart. He wrote a whole book called The Metaverse. I think that's everyone's arrow to sling at the guy. And to be clear, that hasn't aged well title-wise. But one of the core kind of TCCs out of that book was the role of aggregators have played in tech, and kind of bemoaning or kind of just talking through the frameworks of an aggregator, which he talks about a lot in a lot of his different stuff. So, and he's basically said the consoles have failed to become the aggregators they should. Now he's literally working for the console who's got nothing else to lose. I mean, they're never catching Sony on sales. That's just not happening. They're not going to recapture an install base of, in the somewhere of what 50 million delta they're behind PlayStation and climbing. Are those people going to revert to an Xbox at over $1,000 next generation? No, but also I think the commentary out there that consoles are becoming luxury products is not necessarily wrong either. So how do you offset that? Well, you offer a cheaper option or an ad-supported option, and that could come in the form of using your PC to launch the game, the Xbox launcher, to play Xbox games, cloud or download, doesn't really matter, and they do give it to you via ad-supported model. I think the money's got to come from somewhere, and the hardware is not going to get cheaper. So I'm more confident in my take that I put out not even a month ago, maybe a month ago, that a ad-supported tier of Xbox is coming. Now I'm like, yep, definitely is coming. Whether it's successful is a great question that I've got people like they'll fail at that. And I'm like, yeah, history says they will. They're not very good at ads at Microsoft. I have no, as someone who comes from ad tech, I'm not dying on that hill. They're pretty bad at it. But I will say they're going to do it.
The problem you run into is that the two audiences you're appealing to there go against each other. The we want exclusives, right? And those people that want exclusives are those gamers, right? And they don't want an ad tiered supported version of this. For some reason, they will be against it, and that's what they will be.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong. I'd wait till they drop the free price point. If it's free, you're just so wrong. You're going to capture so much of the market that's price sensitive. Who doesn't want to buy another $1,000 machine? And now you're saying, well, you know what? Don't buy that $1,000 machine. Play our Xbox through a machine we provide you if you want those high-end specs. Play it through your Samsung TV if you just want cloud gaming. Play it through your PC launcher if that's the way you want to play it. Play it. And you know what? If you want to watch no ads, pay us money for that. But if you don't, if you're price sensitive, if you're feeling the economic crunch, if you're recently laid off from Meta and you need to make that paycheck stretch for another 2 years as you try to find the right role for yourself, we'll give it to you for free. And all we ask in kind is that you sit there and watch a ad on the game load. When you switch a game, you watch another ad, and we'll give it to you for free. Or they're probably going to make you pay for it at a cheaper price point, which I would disagree vehemently with. But if I were them, I would say make it free. And people so underestimate the power of free. What free does to an ecosystem. Mobile gaming is built on free ads. Like this is what just breaks my brain. They make so much money on that side of the gaming industry. And a lot of it is free ad-supported games, like Black Blast, one of my favorite mobile gaming case studies. Top 3 mobile download every single week per Magic. Just pummels people with ads. Here's a game for free, and it's supported by ads. Somebody we met at GamesBeat we should talk about, Pokey. They're the 8th largest ecosystem in the world, browser-based gaming. They're not making people pay for anything. Wonder how they're keeping the servers alive, where the money's coming from. Oh, I know, ads.
Again, you're talking the difference between quality and quantity, right? There's a reason there's no AAA games on Poke right now. The more people you bring into it, the more people you bring into an ecosystem, the messier and dirtier that ecosystem becomes, right? You get unwanted characters, you get spam, you get trash, you get people creating stuff that dilutes what the product is, and then you get people that are unhappy, your core gamers, those AAA gamers that don't want to be on this platform anymore, because when I turn on this Xbox, I get 57,000 ads for these things that I don't want to see.
Pay your way out of it. You're just offering a free tier, and if you want to pay $70 to watch no ads, you still have that option. You're conflating two things. I'm not saying remove a pay tier. I'm saying keep it there. Have people buy their way out of ads, or offer the option where they don't have to pay for anything. They just get the game, and in kind, they suffer through ads. It's an either or option. And you know what?
Those core option. It seems like it is, but when you have a free tier, it dilutes the population of eyeballs on it and the quality of product.
Are you saying so? Is the game going to get worse because the ad load inside the Xbox exists? Is Call of Duty any different if before you turn on the title screen of Call of Duty, you watch a 30-second ad on Red Bull, a 30-second ad on DoorDash, and a 30-second ad on probably a AAA game that they want you to play, right? And you're watching 3 ads, then your Call of Duty's uploaded, you play your Call of Duty, you shut it off, you want to go play, I don't know, FIFA or EAFC or whatever, and then you watch another ad load. Doesn't change the game at all. Actually, Xbox doesn't own one of those games in that example. They own one of them, they don't own the other one. All they're doing at the platform level is asking you to watch ads, or just buy the games, no ads. you still have the option of buying your way out of that.
You're correct. You do, and you're right. And I think everything you said is correct, but I still think there's the optics where if I am a gamer and Xbox is inviting all this stuff, you know what? I can get all the Xbox stuff on my PlayStation. I'm going to go buy the PlayStation next time, and I'll be able to play it everywhere. And I can still do all my Xbox stuff. I think you need to choose which audience you want to go after, and you need to go it. And I don't think there's a wrong answer here, but I don't think you can go for both.
You can. I just so strongly disagree with this. You can, and they will, and they'll prove everyone wrong when they have an ad empire and everyone's scratched their head on like how's Xbox resurgence have occurred, and they'll be like, well, we're making billions of dollars a quarter on ads, and everyone else, well, not Nintendo. Nintendo will never, like, the reason why that'll work for them is that no one else will actually be able to do it. Like, Nintendo won't do it, nor should they. Like, it's not in their DNA to do it, and they shouldn't, right? They are a toy company that is a software IP company. They shouldn't do it, right? And their audience is more kids than, say, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Steam won't do it because Gabe hates ads. He won't even allow ads on his platform, so won't happen. And it's a privately owned company, not VC backed, so Steam can do whatever they want, right? He doesn't have to answer to anyone, nor should he, nor will they do it, right? PlayStation, Sony's not very good at ads. They used to own a company called Crackle. Do you know what Crackle was?
Yeah, I do. It was one of the original like streaming platforms, right?
Yes.
It was movies, right?
Streaming. It's a streamer. So whenever it says that Sony doesn't own a streamer, they did. They kind of do with Crunchyroll, Funimation combo, but like they did with Crackle. That company doesn't exist anymore because they never got it to scale. Because you know what? Sony in its DNA is a Japanese hardware manufacturing company who doesn't understand advertising. So it won't happen for them. Now, Xbox and Microsoft is a failing ad company, but they do have a small ad business, right? They have a small ad business on LinkedIn relative to that. By mean small, they make billions. So they're not like a charity. They're not a nonprofit, let's be clear. But they are like a smaller company relative to the crazy numbers of 200 plus billions of dollars that Meta and Google print every year on in their ad empire. So they are in a very different game. And these people, the hyperscalers, which is their competition. And they have a platform for professionals that they do okay job monetizing in LinkedIn. And they make some money on the ads. And I think that does just fine, although LinkedIn just had layoffs like everyone. So, whatever. They have a search platform that no one cares about, Bing. Okay, great. You're there as a stalking horse to Google. So Google doesn't technically have a monopoly. Just, competition's a click away, as they say, and it's in Bing. But marginal business relative to everything else. And then you have this platform where, a smaller platform than you want it to be, but a great way to grow it is to put a free price point on it and say, well, we offer a free option now too. And you're not under monetizing that attention, like Matt Ball literally wrote about in his report, which I had my qualms with. I didn't agree with everything he says. Just be clear with everyone that's listening. But I did agree with him on the ad side. Like, he's right. It's under monetized attention. 100%. Someone's going to figure this out. And it's not going to be Roblox, because Roblox is trying to build an ad empire, except they have kids, and advertisers don't want to reach kids. And I think people have a hard time understanding that. Advertisers' sweet spot of what they want to hit is a target audience of 18 to 34. Why? Because a gajillion studies and a gajillion more studies, because this is what keeps the media market research agent or world alive, is to redo the same study over and over again. Keep people in their late teens through their early 30s decide what brands are going to launch themselves onto for the rest of their lives. So it's the prime time of their lives to basically get advertising in front of them, so they align with like a car brand, an insurance brand, whatever brand. It's the prime time of their life. And is it because people are peacocking because they're trying to find their life soulmate or not soulmate? Yeah, maybe, but it is the time of their life where people make their lifetime choices on brands. And once you have that brand alignment with the thing, it's really hard to shake it. So that's why they just pour money into this demo like crazy. And Roblox doesn't have that audience. Xbox, I'm going to go on a limb and say definitely has that audience. And if they could target them, could really monetize the heck out of it. And so, I don't know. It's staring at them in the face. And the last thing I would say to this particular topic is, it also is a growth vehicle to markets that are much more prone to want to grow in console gaming. If there was a free option, see Southeast Asia, where all the TAM basically is. You roll out a free option of Game Pass or Microsoft Xbox, and you target those markets, you're going to see a huge adoption of console gaming. Huge. because that's what they're used to. They want free. Mobile is free.
Mobile
League of Legends is free. Like empires are built on the price point of free. And if you don't, and going across other medium, because I know that I got in this argument, you know what else is free? YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Meta, or Instagram, free. Spotify, free tier, free. Like I could just go through all the big platforms that take attention away, and they all have one thing in common: free, except for the streaming services.
You needed to watch a Criterion Collection movie. Are you going to launch YouTube or are you going to launch HBO?
I think you're speaking from someone that sits in. I hate to be a biased, but a well-to-do market with more money than most people around the world. Most people around the world are going to go say, "I value my pocketbook more than my time, and I will sit through ads."
I think you think I disagree with you, and I don't. But I just don't like. Then you're going for a spray and pray. You're going for a wide net. It's not as deep. I think.
Super deep. Meta is a super deep platform with billions of daily users that come on every single day, and they built an entire ad empire of SMBs that then basically hyper target T-shirts, random furniture pieces, et cetera, at people and make billions of dollars. And say what you will on the content addiction side of it all. I mean, I'll kind of leave that there and not, lean too heavy on that one. But I will say from an ad perspective, they're brilliant and they're really good. I don't know. I go to YouTube. Mr. Beast exists because his content was free, and now he is a production empire in North Carolina, and he's built a theme park in Saudi Arabia. Would he have ever existed had he not had the distribution of free YouTube? No.
I don't disagree with any of that, Colin. You're taking me as disagreeing. I wouldn't call Mr. Beast's content the highest quality content that exists. And I think if you want the highest quality content that exists, you're going to buy a PlayStation or you're going to buy a Nintendo, right? Because Nintendo is a gaming system, meaning that the Xbox would be the system that isn't for gamers, it's for everyone.
Are they in the business to make money?
Yes, 100% they are.
Are they in the business
You're
to make more money?
You're not playing this as a gamer, you're playing this as the company right now. This is the right move for Microsoft because it will make Microsoft's bottom line better, but it will not necessarily be better for the hardcore gamer. It won't be worse, but it won't be the better platform for the hardcore gamer.
And I think you're undermining the idea of accessibility for the hardcore gamer who doesn't have money to pay games games.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely a key audience there. I get that, and I will always have my Xbox.
Price sensitive hardcore gamers who can't afford AAA games or afford a Game Pass subscription or an expensive Game Pass subscription. Because I'll be clear, I think they're going to come out with it. If I were to bet what they do, an ad supported Game Pass tier that people pay for, and they're going to probably charge like $5 a month, I think that's a mistake. I think you need to go free and scale. But that's where I would disagree with what I think their strategy is going to be. But I don't know. Again, back to the Matt Ball of it all. They hired the person who literally has that vision. I've never felt more confident in the take that it's actually going to happen now. I'm like, well, dang, they got the guy to take a title. And, people say, what games does he make? I mean, I saw some, he made games. It doesn't matter. He's a strategy officer. He's not there to work with publishers or work with developers and making the best version of Forza. That's not his job. His job is to look at the economics of an ecosystem and say, how does Microsoft make more money out of this? And pull out of a tailspin that they're in right now. They need to change what they're doing to win. That's why they fired everyone there. Or I'm sorry, they all left on their own accord, retired,
moved on to better pastures.
Sarah Bond wasn't pushed out. She was given a parachute. I don't know.
You're your engineer now. So I had this, I was debating with someone on Reddit yesterday, and I was all for the ad tier. I was trying to explain it to people because I think people are like, oh, EA could have done that years ago. No, EA doesn't have enough eyeballs to be able to warrant getting ad spend for that. That's the idea. If you make it free, then you got a lot more people. But here's the question for you, Colin. How would you implement ads into games? Where would it exist? Walk me through that experience.
Not in games. I keep saying that. I keep saying ads in games will not work. I stand by that. It will not work. With the exception of where they natively make sense, but that's on the publisher to monetize that. It's on the people that make the game, the developer or publisher, right? It's on EA to put the billboard ad that you can put technology in that can change the ad for baseball, like for that they don't make baseball for Madden, right? You want the realistic NFL experience. Well, you probably should just add ad pods in there and have commercial breaks for the audiences. But like that would be on EA to decide to do that. I disagree. I don't think that works. There are games where you could do some of those integrations that do make sense. That's not what I talk about. I'm talking about.
Let's go back then. How does Microsoft implement this? Where it makes
platform level
sense?
ads. Like I said, ad load. You start off small. You start off with an experiment. You basically say, okay, great. They already sell their homepage tile to publishers and stuff right now, so that's already being monetized with ads, and it's not a big business, right? Because you don't have the scale, etc. What they should do is, if you offer a free tier of games, and you can window games. I'm not saying day one Call of Duty Black Ops 15 should be on this tier for free day one. You could say, no, we're going to hold it back for 6 months and put it there eventually, right? So you use it as I hate the word dumping ground, but dumping ground of back catalog titles and stuff like that, which still get a lot of attention. 85% of gamers are playing old stuff. So that's a massive audience you're under monetizing, right? So let's use Skyrim as an example. That's an easy one. Skyrim is a game that's been around forever. People play it like crazy. Fire up your Xbox and play some Skyrim. You're like, okay, great. You're doing it for free. You do it on the initial load of the game. As you go to the game and say, I'm going to play this game. Boom. You watch a minute 30 of ads. That's it. You start there. Minute 30 of ads.
Your style of implementation would be right on
1,
game
2,
load,
3.
boom.
Yeah, like a commercial pod on TV. 3 ads, just like you do on streaming when you load up Amazon. Like you got to watch an ad before you get to the content. Watch the ad before you get the content. Now, what I would hope they don't do is force a pause in gameplay to sit and make people watch ads, like a timeout. Like I would vehemently disagree with that too. So that is when you make hardcore gamers mad. No. You let them play the game for as long as they do. If their machine goes idle, like i.e. they get up and they go to the kitchen and make a dinner, sit down, eat, and come back, and they're machine unidles, yeah, that's a fair spot to put an ad. You're re-engaging content that you walked away from. Your machine went idle, and now you're going to watch an ad. That is a fair spot to put an ad. Or if they choose to close the game to do something else in the Xbox ecosystem, like another game, you watch another ad. So that's how I would stagger ads, and they'd be video ads, and it'd be basically brand advertising. You wouldn't put any overlays, as they call them in advertising. Overlays meaning you have a piece of content and a piece of overlay goes over it, and you're like, oh, I can't see the thing I'm looking at. Don't do any of that. Just do video ads. Load. It's the most valuable form of advertising. It's the one that brands pay the most premium for. Just do that. Start off, see how it goes, see how you monetize, climb from there. And by the way, these kind of ads is what Netflix has done to turn this. I think they're almost a $10 billion ad business now. Just do that. Start small. You don't have to get crazy with the ads. And then as more people consume an ad tier, which is what would happen, the ad tier would have more people than the premium tier, which is the paid to get out of the ads ecosystem, because it's what always happens. Then the more data you have, the better targeting you can offer to your advertising partners, et cetera, et cetera. And it just grows and grows. It becomes a flywheel where you have better data signals to make better ads that then bring in more advertisers that then in turn bring in better data signals, and you just kind of flywheel it up, right? And the only challenge they have, there's 2 challenges I would say that come to mind on that one. One is, what if a game publisher says, I don't want you to put an ad in front of my game? Well, Xbox is a distribution platform. If they give it away for free and you're a part of your Game Pass deal now, that's on them. Yeah, we gave your game away. We paid you money for that game. How we monetize access to that game is on us. If we choose to do a subscription, that's on us. If we choose to give it away for free with an ad load in front of it, that's on us. So I would wonder what the contracts say, but that would be my sense of it all, is it's on Xbox to decide how they get their money back or don't. So that's point 1. And point 2 is, do they have the inventory? Meaning, do they have enough games? Well, they are the largest publisher in the world, so I'd actually say, yeah, they do have enough games. And what a baller move would be is put a free version of Minecraft out there. Free Minecraft. Ads. Boom. They own the game. It's consistently a top 10 seller every month. If you look at Circana's data, it's always a top 10 seller. Minecraft.
Do you think by holiday season this year we have a reduced price at some cost ad tier based?
I think it's going to take them 9 months to get anything in effect. I think it's next year GDC they announce something. That'd be my hunch. I don't know. I don't expect Matt Ball to come in there now in June and then radically change their organization in 6 months. I think it's they got to get through Asha. She inherited what they are going to be this year. Like nothing she has done is going to change what they're going to do this year. It's all preordained, basically. Her strategies will kick into gear starting next year and beyond. Outside of, the fanfare, we're going to go back to the neon green. We're going to go double down on some, I'm going to wear a leather jacket and everything I'm in now. And I'm going to be terminally online and talk to the fan community. All that stuff she does. Yeah, but I think it's a next year thing, if I had to guess. They're just not going to be able to move it. And they're such a big organization, man. They're so slow at Microsoft to doing anything. It's an oil tanker, dude. You got to twist the wheel and get the ship to turn in 10 minutes.
Do you know? Did you know Major Nelson was at GamesBeat? I could have met Major Nelson and been like, "You are the guy that Xbox needs back. They need you. You're their Superman, their Homelander. He's a bad guy, but
I think. Well, I think they maybe have that person in Asha. It seems the internet loves her. They're rallied behind her. They think everything she's done is great. She's speaking the Xbox language. I mean, she's done a good job branding herself at the game, man. I mean, it's incredible what she's done in 3 months. So yeah. But this dovetail. So can I transit? I would love to know your GamesBeat. But this goes into the larger thing I'm writing about this week a bit, and it's kind of why I felt that I was not going to write. Now I'm writing a little.
Can I see this up?
Yeah, it's the sad state of affairs because aggregation is the idea that platforms hold all the consumer attention, and so they have become aggregators of consumer demand. So a lot of monopoly conversation has historically been based on the supply side. I own the railroad, I own the steel mill, I own the train car manufacturer. You have a monopoly because you own every aspect of that business, right? So it's easy to break it up. You look at it and go, oh, well, you can't own the steel mill anymore, and you can't own the train car. We're going to break up this monopoly, right? But when you own the demand side, which is no, we just have all the customers on our platform, because it's free. And free is powerful until they come to us and we own all this consumer demand. You can't really break it up because you can't force consumers to go to something else. They try, DuckDuckGo. No one's going to DuckDuckGo or Bing. No one's going to Bing. They'll go to Google, right? So these monopolies naturally form, these demand side monopolies. And so here we are. The kind of inevitable conclusion of some of this is Google I/O announced that their next wave of AI products, and the one that got in my feed was the death of Google in the open web sense. So I used to go to Google, I type in something I'm interested in learning about. In the olden days, it'd be one sponsored link and a bunch of actually real websites. Now it's 50 blue links interspaced with AI garbage, and it takes me forever to find what I want. And when I go on the website, I'm hammered with ads. So I turn on my ad blocker just to surf the web. And now Google's basically saying we're going to put it all in the AI chatbot, so you don't actually go anywhere anymore. We're just going to suck the information off the web, put it in the AI chatbot, and there you go. And yeah, I already see it now. I mean, they're just tripling down on something that's already shifted my behavior. So, and I'd love for you to jump in, but just I'm playing Crimson Desert right now, and I have no time to actually figure out puzzles in that game. I go to a shrine, I'm like, there's a pit. There's some stuff with some red paint on it, and I need to get a puzzle here because there's a big question mark on my map. I was all right, well, I'll go to my Google AI. I type in the space I'm in. Out comes a wiki inside the AI prompt that tells me exactly what to do to solve the puzzle with videos if I want to go link out to them, which take me to YouTube to watch the video walkthroughs. None of that requires me to go on GameFAQ or IGN or any of these sites anymore. I just don't, right? And that's sad. But that's just the state of affairs, man. So I'm talking about that. What are your thoughts on the death of I think it's the death of the open web. It makes me sad. As someone who grew up in the 90s on open web,
I don't think there's a death of the open web. I think the web is a place where at the end of the day, the people that want to control it know how to control it. And I think you can try and lock it down. You can try and do things, no company lasts forever. And you make a move that people distrust and they don't go to your brand anymore. There was a day we all logged into AOL, and then one day that day stopped and no one logged into the AOL anymore. People went into other systems. When we're in our 30s, we're in our 40s, we're in our 50s. Kids are doing completely different things and their attention is other place. You can say this goes back to the demand economy, right? You can say we're all going to these places, but that's not true. There's a lot of other places people are going, and they're building these new communities up. Just because Google is doing something, and I think it's a good I mean, I think it makes sense. I do the same thing as you, right? I mean, I say, hey, well, it's giving me the answer. I don't got to look it up anymore. But you lose such a strategy of how to actually do something for myself. Like, you write so many emails with ChatGPT, like, hey, help me correct this email, draft up this email, that all of a sudden, like, us that have been doing this for 20, 30 years are good. But what about our kids that have never used these skills before? I was thinking about this morning, how like I've unplugged every Alexa from my house because my kids go around to all the freaking Alexas and be like, play fart music, play fart. I goddamn hate them. And I was just like, my kids probably don't even know how to really turn the lights on or the TV on, because every day what we do is good morning, Alexa, right? Turn on the lights, do this, right? Like, it's silly to say, like, do they know what a light switch is? And yes, they do. But like, there'll be a time we do all the basics that we need to do what we do, or they're automated, that we forget these basic functions of life. And I think people already recognize that. And I think people want to go back to some of that stuff. I was talking to so many people at GamesBeat about my breadth of knowledge got so much wider because of AI, but my depth of that knowledge is bullshit, because I could talk to that top one level of it, but someone's like, oh, tell me more about that. And it's just like, oh shit, like, I don't know that much anymore, right? And I think it's a facade that it looks like this is a good thing, but people will slowly feel themselves deteriorating inside and going back to what they do best.
Not to piece off there. Let me
Sorry,
take the first bit. Oh no. Look, I am melancholy about this. Just because I think structurally it is what it is, and just makes me sad because I grew up in a different era of the internet. Is so where I lived in. Well, the funny thing about the different era of the internet is everyone's like, the internet's so mean, full of Nazis, and I'm like, oh, the internet's always been mean and full of Nazis. You just weren't on the internet, I guess. Like, someone that lived in Usenet and something awful, I'm like, oh no, it's always been there. Just you just shouldn't go down that road, right? But whatever, neither here nor there. So like, here, my opinion is like, one, the open web exists in its form now. Bloggers and the whole like ecosystem of information exists because Google organized the internet. But go back to the 90s. The 90s was structured around portals. Like, where AOL and Yahoo felt like everything had to be on their website as a subdomain. Like, you went to these things and they were all portal structured, where it's like, oh yeah, AOL/finance, AOL/sports, AOL/whatever, right? And Yahoo Finance. And that's how the internet was. And then Google came through and said, no, we just built a mechanism to search the open web, to organize it, to then let people find what they're looking for. Then that was the blow up of the open web, right? It was like, oh, now Google has organized the open web. There could be more open web, right? Instead of you having to remember a URL or whatever that might be, right? And then they got greedy and monetized the hell out of it, right? Where they got to the point where initially they had to make money because Google's not a charity. So they go, okay, we'll do sponsored, one blue link per page or 2 blue links per page. Now, like, the whole thing's a blue link, right? It's all sponsored. And this is true not just for Google. It's true when you go to Amazon.com. It makes me sad. It's like literally everything's sponsored now. You have to like sift through to get the actual product you want, or just to like find a way to directly go there. It sucks, but it is what it is, right? There's just too much money to be left on the table. And in that, you had, because what was being shown on that page doing Google search and the SEO, and they could change how they sort the internet at any time, became a more and more, rage baity. It got filled with websites trying to monetize a single person and go there with an infinite amount of ads, both seen and unseen. And that created a whole viewability thing. I'm going down a tangent, but like, the open web is just getting worse and worse and worse, in part because of the situation that Google basically put it in, which is like, well, we got to monetize more and more and more. And, it just slowly killed the open web. Now the open web, from a consumer standpoint, I'd argue, is just almost unusable, because it is full of sponsored links via the thing that organizes the open web, which is Google. It is full of spammy websites now because of, I'd be funny enough, AI creating AI content has now littered the Google feed with like stuff, right? And so the ones that have kind of pivoted away from needing an open web model, meaning I go on Google search, I find a topic I'm interested in, I go to that channel, is all the ones that have built a subscription business directly to them. So I think famously you could just point to the New York Times saying they made this decision like over a decade ago, like almost 15 years ago, where they went only paid subscription model, and they're doing just fine. They're actually making hand over fist more money now because they've kind of cleared that lane for them. But behind them is a bunch of newspapers that just won't exist in like 15 years that maybe already don't exist now. They're just gonna all die, and they'll like certain kind of news will get aggregated to the New York Times because of via subscription. But the open free web is becoming a thing of the past. And like I go back to the gaming industry, how's that impact the gaming industry? And like I think your point is right. Like, where's information going to ultimately come from? I thought about this a lot, and it's like, well, funny, Google owns YouTube, so FAQs will become video-based FAQs, and those FAQs will be created by creators. Google will then mine, like those people will make some money via the ads that go to those videos. Google will mine that for information and surface it up in their AI chat responses. Ultimately, is what they'll do, right? Because they probably own the rights to all the content that's in the YouTube videos that are uploaded, or all the video uploaded to YouTube. But like the idea of them mining game FAQ for information probably will stop, because that site will probably at some point cease to exist in its current form, and that sucks. Or IGN. IGN's Ziff Davis owns IGN. They make money, but you could just see where this is going to be in 5 to 10 years. And it's just very depressing for these websites. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not good. It makes me sad. It's someone who grew up with this stuff, but I also see the economic pressures and just the platformification of the internet. Now, will AI make us all dumber? Your point, like maybe I'm of the mind that AI is the worst it's going to be today. It's far better than it was 2 years ago. It's just going to continuously kind of move and produce. And I don't think it's going to make us dumber if we always know what to query and ask the right question, much like you had to learn to surf the internet to make yourself smarter and don't believe everything you read on the internet sort of thing. So I don't know if I buy that. But I do think there's going to be a loss of like, if I don't need to learn how to write and AI is going to do it for me, then are people going to lose the ability to like write eloquently, or at least know what an eloquent sentence looks like versus just AI? I don't know. I think you might be I'm more prone to agree with that sentiment a little bit. Mike, I think there will be some of that loss there.
Do you think?
And then,
do you think with the birth of autopilot, people will become worse drivers?
I mean, well, I think people are bad drivers, and robots are better than drivers and humans. And so robots should drive everything. I don't think humans should drive, because they kill other humans and animals and everything else, or themselves. But I think you're getting to the point of, are human beings to become house cats for AI? I think that's a dystopian future, but I could see that, right? Where we're just effectively a house cat for these AI systems that exist to make sure we're consistent, always in padded rooms, always, basically the prototypical millennial parent, but on steroids, always everywhere, all the time, hyper managing our lives. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, sure, I could see that as a way to look at the future. Or you're at a scarcity free, or you're scarcity free environment where there's no longer any scarcity because AI just does everything, and we all live a utopian society lifestyle. I mean, I'm not on that side, to be clear. This is what the AI would say.
I mean, how do ads get delivered if they're built into the search? All of a sudden, don't ads become?
That's right. That's a great question. Thanks for asking me. I think that's when the AI sourcing becomes a means of ads, or Google starts paying content creators on the open web to create quality content that is then paid out on based on whether they're AI. So you see some of that happening with like what CrowdStrike's experimenting with on their end. I could see that model where you still need a PhD scientist to put up their paper on molecular biology at some point on the open web, right? And that PhD scientist should probably be paid for that content to be crawled. How do you create the incentives for them to create better content? And that might be the hopium side of everything, Greg, which is like, they still need content, but platforms are selling platforms content. Like Reddit is off selling its content from its UGC community to OpenAI and Google for literally tens of millions of dollars. It's not even that much money. It's sad.
Can I tell you my Reddit story?
Oh, please.
Someone on Reddit was posting about Bond yesterday. They dropped a new video with the Digital Foundry or whatever, did a write-up about their DLSS, and I wrote in there how they haven't been doing their marketing very well, how everything that you and I have spoken about. It's like, you know what, I'm going to start talking more on Reddit with this stuff. Within a minute, I had 20 downvotes. The post itself had like 3 upvotes, and I'm just like, and someone said somewhere in there that this is all ad sponsored, and it didn't say sponsored or anything, but like, wasn't mean about it. I was very just, hey, you know, I was rooting for this, blah, 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 but 20 downvotes. And I was just like, there's a good chance there's just a company's account that's out there to downvote this stuff because maybe Digital Foundry put this out there and they want people to see this content. They don't want people talking negative. I mean, they should be happy if people are talking about it either way.
Are you talking about the dead internet theory where it's all just bots?
I wasn't thinking about that, but I was talking with someone at GamesBeat about Minecraft, Roblox numbers, because they're like, the numbers are just too staggering to be completely believable.
I mean,
I don't know enough about the theory though, other than what, it's just bots.
I'm sorry, Roblox. Oh, sorry, Roblox. You said Roblox. Yeah, well, when you have an ecosystem that's incentivized to, like I would buy the perception that there is a bot problem on Roblox. This is a bot problem on every platform. Like Twitch has a bot problem, always has, because you have a public number that's called concurrence. People's values derive of that public number. And as such, bots are created to juice up that number. Instagram has a follower farms that you could tap into to grow your follower count to a certain threshold so you get tapped as an influencer. Like bots exist on every platform. And the incentive structure there is if my number that's public is bigger than bot, right? And Roblox is no different than that. So 100% a bot problem on Roblox. And how much Roblox actually polices that, don't know, can't comment. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure they're doing something, and they're probably not doing everything they can because they like the giant number. Because that's the friction point you have as a platform is you publicly want a big number to be out there to drive more people into your ecosystem because people like seeing big numbers. But yeah,
all right,
but. Yeah, I'm sorry about your Reddit. Reddit's a dark and mean place, man.
I had some really good conversations with people. People were there were some people that were saying great things. Like I had a lot of good comments going back and forth. So I learned that if you sort by controversial, sometimes it does it. Like,
is there a player-driven Reddit subreddit I'm unaware
of? I post under my regular. I try not to push my content there. I just more want to start engaging in the conversations we have. Reddit's a weird place. Do you Reddit?
Do you
go on Reddit? I don't know. I guess now everyone. I've been on Reddit for like 20 years now, and like my sister used to like make fun of me because she's like, "What is that trash you're on?" She's like, "Oh, now everyone's on it." But
again, it's like one of those. It's the amoeba of the internet. It outlasts literally everybody. Like again, I was a something awful person, and like Reddit won.
Right? Well, I guess like, kind of this whole thing we talk about kind of goes back to what Dig was, right? And then Reddit became that, and now we call Reddit the open web, but now all of a sudden that's starting to feel like a box. So we're probably eventually going to go find the next thing soon enough, or we won't. The kids will, right? And that's kind of what will happen with Google. It kind of just goes full circle. Even your dog agrees with me.
I'm pretty bullish on Google long term. They're integrated. Literally, the U.S. Court system decided that it is okay that Google gives Apple $20 billion reportedly and climbing every single year in cash, which I think makes up a quarter or like 20% of their it's not some abnormally large percentage of the services revenue that Apple gets is just making Google the default search engine on their phone. So. Yeah, and then they own the phone platform on the other side. So not only do you have the iOS, which is Google Bot, then you have the Android system, which is Google native, and then they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm a Googler. I'm an Xbox guy, man.
I mean, the entertainment industry is trying to figure out how to compete with YouTube, and I mean, go back to my game example. Their heads in the sand. They don't understand that it's free. That's why it wins. It's free. It's been free since its onset. It's free with ads. And then, you know what? You don't like the ads, Greg? You spend $15 a month, get your ad-free experience on YouTube, never see an ad again.
Colin, I'm a true gamer. I'm going to get a PlayStation or a Nintendo next time around. That's what I've learned. I already have a toaster. It's an Xbox.
Oh my gosh, we gone full circle where I am the Xbox stan and you are you're gonna jump to place Nintendo. We welcome all Nintendo people. Come on in. The
let's
water's
change topics without moving topics. I got home from GamesBeat, and first thing I did was throw on that Xbox and see that Forza is available. 150 gigabytes later, multiple hours later, I jump into Forza and get to play it for the first time.
And
beautiful. I mean, I'm not a car game person, but I always play the Horizons. I'm a fan of arcade racers. When you launch in Japan, and have you played any of the Horizons? Are you a Horizon player? When you
I played a little Horizon 5 in COVID, and then I watched it on Twitch, and that's kind of like how I've experienced Forza 6. And now I'm tempted to putting it on my Steam Deck to play it as a car game.
Like when you launch, it brings you through all the biomes, basically. You're driving through snow, you're driving through that. I thought the Gundam would be, I'd see it right away, but I didn't. So now I'm still anxiously awaiting that. But something about like the way they detail the cars, you're inside this old rickety car, and the details of the old rickety car are correct, the engine sounds are right, like it just feels like a good game. I feel like the dual sense controller, if you with the haptics, would be so cool to be able to do something like that. I bet you they would really kind of crush it with that. But I am excited to be done with this later and go play some more. I'm going to try and convince my friends, but they all have Series S's, and I don't even think that's big enough to hold Horizon. But
well, I am happy for you. I want to. You actually gave me a one. I'm happy for being right. So nothing more than on the live stream to just shout out like I guess I was right about that Forza game. That little guy. What I want to comment on, and I do want to play it myself. I almost have complete FOMO on this game, so I think that's a call out. And like I said, this is a win for Asha, man. Like, you know, she gets to take a victory lap. Now, do you want to guess how much attention did Bond lose week over week because the launch of Subnautica 2 and Forza earlier?
Am I guessing a percentage? What am I trying to guess here?
Just go. So it's demand share, like leading up to launch. Every single week, you think a game that's going to come out to launch grows every week.
Yep, I got you.
This week, it dropped. How much did it drop by?
The mind score. I would say we probably started around mid-70s, and we're probably down to 40s.
Cool. I mean, good. I'll give you the number. The week over week drop in its mind share, so relative to what it was last week. Let me make sure I get the number right. Bond, it fell. It dropped. Sorry, give me a second. Week 5, week 4, week 3, 2. This is bad content, but you can cut it up later. A 22% decline.
22. Yeah, I'm right there. All right.
2% decline. Lego Batman, bit worse. 28% decline. 27.
Had to be a bump from
Lego Batman. Proving my point that these games that are huge cast massive shadows on top of games that come out after it. And they will have deflated numbers by my estimation, 22, 25% deflated numbers by coming out in the shadow of a game like Forza, as opposed to getting itself out of the launch window. Like, again, there's only so much attention in the market. And this is all based on, like, I'm just looking at raw data. Like, this is like its weekly super Google search volume saw a massive drop, whereas Forza and Subnautica, which Forza is likely to be an S tier game, which is the thing you don't want to go up against if you're a game. Like, I think some earlier reports indicate 6 million at launch. I'm actually probably a little more bullish on that one. I'm going to probably say they're edging towards 7 million players at launch, which is crazy for this game. They're lapping the field on everything they've ever done before as a Horizon franchise. And the little game on the side that's your other option, Subnautica, was an A-list game or A-tier game. Blew the doors off, out launch, right? Hitting close to 5 million players. I mean, awesome. Like, and those games are like, and that could be wrong on that one. I was just trying to remember what I saw from LNA. I think it was like 5 million, give or take, something like in that range. Like, yeah, 2 games that blew the doors off, and now you're trying to release another game in that window. It's challenging. The upside that Bond has is it's a PlayStation game, I guess, but that's it, right? And I logged in my PlayStation, and they're definitely promoting Bond there to play. They're like, "Go buy Bond," and I'm like, "No." Simon Pullman has me playing this Crimson Desert game that I can't escape. Greg, I literally took a fishing pole to somebody yesterday. I was like, your quest is to grab a fishing pole from one person, walk down the street, and hand it over to the next person. Is that fun gameplay? Like, I don't know. Why do I keep doing this? But then occasionally you fight like a fish monster guy, and you're like, that was cool. It was like super foggy. I didn't know what was going on. It's very Dynasty Warriors. I'm just like hacking, slashing everything. My dog is around me picking up loot, is going through the corpses and giving me food and such. And then I beat the fish man, and he just like went and effed off. And I was like, that was really fun. I really enjoyed the like last 45 minutes of just grinding this giant level, murdering this fish man. And then the next quest is I take a fishing pole down the street. I'm like, am I a courier?
I feel like the game is doing something to you to like hypnotize you into this. Like, hey, it's kind of like when what was the backpacking, the Norman Reedus, the Kojima game, the backpacking one. Everyone's like,
oh, Death Stranding.
Yeah, right. Like
Death Stranding.
That was a walking simulator. People liked it. So why can't Crimson Desert be a walking simulator and people like it?
Courier. You like a lot of it's a courier. You're not wrong. But no, I'm playing my game. I'm thinking of playing is I'm gonna play some Lego Batman with my kid. He's like, okay, we downloaded it. I got the expanded pack or whatever. So he has all the different like skins and whatnot. He wants to play Lego Batman when he gets off school tonight. So we're gonna play Lego Batman. Nice. Super excited. So that's what
we're downloading that tonight.
That's what we're gonna do. So I think it comes out today or it came out, but I told him it's playable on Thursday. I was like, yeah, you're not playing till Thursday because of school. I was like, yeah, it's Thursday.
You gotta like keep him up late, celebrate this day. It's been what, 15 years in the making since the last Lego Batman game? No.
Or DC Superheroes 10, like they had the villains game that came out 2016.
Oh, 2016. Ooh, right, 2016. Either way, it's a number worth celebrating.
I mean, it's the first DC based Lego game in like a decade, give or take, right? So you're not wrong. And reviews are great. I think it got a mid 80 score on Metacritic, so people that like it. People that don't, they still like TT. Yeah, I'm playing that, and then I will maybe play Bond depending on reviews. I'm dubious now. I did too much work on this, and I'm like, I don't know. I got to see what the review score is on this game first before I buy in on it. See what the sentiment is on it. I was a day one. Now I'm maybe a month one purchase on it, but I'm day one on Lego Batman, so I did buy a new game.
Yeah, Bonds is interesting. I feel like if it's really low, people will buy it because I want to see what happened to it. And if it's really high, first of all, I have no doubt it's going to be a great game. I feel like they really know how to make games, right? So I don't think it can be a bad game. Maybe it won't blow it out, but
I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be a fine game. Is it going to reinvent the genre? I'm less optimistic that that's not the case. I think it'll be a Hitman skin Bond game with some different cool mechanics. It'll be a building block for the next game if they get the opportunity, is my kind of sense of it. But we shall see. Right? We shall see. But it's not like jaw-dropping. Oh my gosh, I have FOMO because I'm not playing it like you playing Forza right now. It's like, yeah, that game looks gorgeous. It's got things I've never seen in game before. It's got the internet behind it. I'm like, yeah, sign me up for Forza, man.
Yeah, man. It's got music. It's got good cars. I'm excited.
It's all table setting before GTA. It's all just, what are you doing before Grand Theft Auto 6 and stuff?
You got to take it all in while we can. Anything else you got for us this week, Colin?
No, I got my newsletter. I want to say a couple things. I really like GamesBeat. I probably won't even know to make it this far, but I'll say I love GamesBeat. I think I had some great conversations there. I got to see you. We were on a boat at one point and with no food, just dying. Like, can you give me the tiny crouton with like a sliver of hummus on it? Please, sir, can I just snack on this thing? Or as Greg was holding like five lamb chops, but they're like, you're thinking of
lamb chops. Not. That was at the end of the night. They brought out like 100 lamb chops, which is like, great. You got to get them all now. Like it's a smorgasbord, but we got a lot of alcohol. There was alcohol.
Yeah, they did not run out of vodka. That's for sure. So yeah, that was good. But like I thought it was a more optimistic GamesBeat than I had been at a while. Oddly so. Definitely some concern in the industry. I don't want to say that's not the case. I mean, I hope my writing this week, because I kind of tackle the AI thing. I'm so in the mixed bag on AI. I'm not a anti-AI person like some people. I'm not a all-in AI person on some people. I think there's trade-offs, and I just like kind of like find myself in the middle on it, where I'm like, yeah. But anyways, I thought AI was a lot of conversation I was having there. So
I spoke to so many people who sold game studios and now are starting AI stuff. I'm just like, this is a lot. And there's cool things, but it all comes down to people still saying, yeah, I use mostly Claude and ChatGPT to do this and do that. And like, yeah, so do most other people. So let's keep riding that train. I am really pumped. I got an introduction to this guy, Charlie Olson. I don't know if you ever heard that name from Raven. Do you know Raven?
Oh, yeah.
He is apparently, I'll figure this out, the mastermind behind the Call of Duty matchmaking system from back in the day, the one that they're still using today, the skills-based matchmaking system.
Man. So he's a hero or a villain, depending on who you talk to.
Right? I think he's a hero no matter how you look at it, because he created something amazing. And I don't know, this is kind of that content that I want to take a look at with Lewis, because I feel like that's like a systematic type of thing that's fascinating. Like, how do you build out these algorithms full of data? So I am super excited to be able to like learn more about that, how someone takes a look at something like that. And I think it's really cool. So yeah, that's what's going on in my world.
Awesome.
Then we're going to try and go to Barcelona.
Well, next Barcelona. Well, next week we'll talk. We have a lot to talk about. Maybe next week or the week after. State of Play got announced, so it's happening on Tuesday the 2nd, and then SGF is Wednesday, the Friday, and then Xbox Summit or Xbox Showcase is the Sunday. So that's kind of locked in the week of Summer Game Fest, starting on June 2nd, basically.
Yeah, man, you gotta report live from SGF.
What's on Friday? I don't know, but Thursday I'll be around. Then they're doing a little GamesBeat thing in LA that I'm gonna go do. So
are they doing another one? Nice.
I like little last year I met the founder of Tetris. How cool! The guy that created Tetris or brought it over to the States. Like, how cool was that? He had a book. I bought the book. I was like, I'm in this room. This guy wrote signing books. Yeah, a signed book from the guy who made Tetris, about a book about Tetris. I felt like compelled to buy it. I was like, I'm not a book person, but I feel like it's just like once in a lifetime thing, just being in the right place. So yeah, totally.
You don't have the book behind you. You have Star Wars and Avengers and Spider-Man.
Well, no, it's in our bookshelf, Greg. It's a proper piece of adult furniture that you put in the house, not the kid stuff I have in my office.
Colin, let us know where we can find patch notes.
Oh, Substack, LinkedIn. Oh, and I got shout out. I passed on LinkedIn, I passed 2,600 subscribers on LinkedIn, and then I think I had like almost a couple hundred, maybe on site. So I'm getting close to 3,000. But like, yeah, LinkedIn's still the biggest source, even though it's a worse news. Oh my gosh, just anyone who try to build a newsletter, don't do it on LinkedIn. It's an awful, awful, awful platform. I'm just sucked in now because I have my audience there, but I wish I did.
Yep. You know what though? It's a good first casting a net. You know, it's a wide audience. You get that, and then you find the true believers that you can convert. And you keep building from there. We will cut this up into shorts. You'll be able to find it all over the place. If you have any thoughts or feedback, let us know. Let me know why you think an ad-tiered support of Xbox is bad, so we can let Colin know. We appreciate all of you jumping in this week, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.